Okay, I'm gonna make a couple quick short videos on what I use for tackle and the tackle box. I've had a lot of people ask about this video, and I kept telling them that it's coming, be patient. So now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start off first with this. Um, this is soft plastic bag. I have the wacky tool. I'm actually going to open that because it looks like it's some moisture in there. So I got the wacky tool, I got the weight pegs. Um, Here I have tubes. This is pretty much all tubes. Um, this is my favorite page. This is Mr. Twister, Twisty Tails, Grubs, some impulse leeches. I kind of use that for walleye fishing and smallmouth bass. Really, these grub tails have been around for many years. They're proven fisherman favorites. Here I have the vibro grubs and these tiki. I don't know if you remember my video from Tackle Warehouse. I got the tiki creature and some 3-inch craws, some woolly hogtails, and some Senkos. I only have one pack of Senkos. I don't do terribly a lot of fishing with them. This is the first time I've ever going to try to do some of the wacky fishing and some of the Senko fishing. Uh, in the past I've always stuck with live bait. So this year I'm really going to push myself to use artificial bait, and I think that's going to be really hard to do because when the bite gets slow, I'm going to want to throw on some live bait, but I'm going to try to remember and push myself to use artificial bait, just because it is becoming so great. So more craws, trailers, the tiki creatures, craw bugs. Here I'm starting to get in some frogs. I got some rivets, and these are Cabela's brand, Tommy Toads. These are the frogs I got from Tackle Warehouse on their clearance. And then we're starting to get into some of the swim baits. I got all these on clearance, Tackle Warehouse. Pretty much almost everything in this bag I got off of the clearance racks at Tackle Warehouse. Except for the Trigger X and the tube and these here, but almost everything else I got off of Tackle Warehouse and their clearance. And then we're getting into the flukes, and I do a lot of fluke fishing. You can see I got the ones from Lucky Tackle Box in here, and these style are actually some of my favorite. And then I also like the Zooms. The Arkansas Shiner is really a good color. The Super Fluke Junior, and the Impulse, and this is just a 4-inch flathead smelt minnow. But the smelt minnow, I really like the color on it, and I really like the action that you get in the water. I wish, one thing I want to stress to people, we do the same thing when we're ice fishing. If you want to know what your bait's going to look like when you're jigging it, just put it in the water for like a foot and you can still see it, and then just kind of jig it and you can see what it's going to do. The same thing with this. You put this in the water, and right now it looks really flexible and bendy, but when you get in the water you get that little bit of subtle, and it really looks amazing. I really like this Impulse fluke. And then I have, and then we got like I said, the ones we got from Lucky Tackle Box the last couple months. This month I have a very special video coming out. Lucky Tackle Box, so stay tuned for that. It should be here by the end of this week. I'm actually planning on going out on the lake with it to see how I can do with it. Plus I have some other added stuff for it I think you guys will really enjoy, so make sure you check that out. And then I have the Keat Creatures, just some creature baits. I kind of like the idea of buying the creature baits because if you're looking for more of a subtle, you can always tear some of the limbs off of it, and and just go with more of a subtle bite. So rather than buying something that's a little bit more subtle, you know, you could actually just buy like this Yum tube. You could actually just buy some creature baits like this and just cut some of the limbs off, and you have pretty much the same thing. In here I have some miscellaneous stuff. I have some little ripple shads here and some little tiny flukes here for trout fishing. Here I have some miscellaneous crappie nibblers, some little maggot grubs, and then some other little green and orange-tailed grubs. Here we have the swimming craws for the swimming jigs, and then here I have some just miscellaneous grubs. You know, I don't know. These I seen at L&M Fleet in Bemidji, and they're like a red shad almost. And they got the paddle tail swim bait. But yeah, they're like a brownish with red and black flakes in there. They were $1.88 on the for sale bid, or on the on sale bin. So I bought them. I don't really know that I might use them, might not. It might be one of them things where, you know, one of my buddies is like, hey, let me try some of your soft plastics, and I throw him that bag, and I'm just like, here you go, you can have these. And I also got a newer. If you watch my travel fishing to go, video, you would have seen that I had it had it all in a Ziploc bag. Well, I actually got a newer bag for it. It's a Gander Mountain bag. So I'm gonna actually be taking some of this stuff out of there and putting it on into that one, and that might be one of them that I put in there as well. Just you know, if I lose it in weeds in a river, I'm not too terribly upset. But if I catch some fish on it, you know, maybe I'll buy some more. Who knows? And then we'll move on to. I can barely get this thing closed. I mean, there's a lot in there. That's a heavy bag. So then we'll move on to my tackle box. Oh, you know, speaking of heavy, okay, I'm just gonna set it right here for now. So right away off the top, I have some Lindy Snells. Some of these I've made, some that I have gotten and bought. You can buy the spinners. A lot of times I'll make them, and sometimes I'll buy them, and when they break, I'll just salvage which parts I can and remake them. And okay, up here I have just some crappie nibblers. Spare key for my pickup truck. You don't know how many times that I have been out on the lake and realized I locked my keys in my truck, or you know. So I also keep a spare key hidden on my truck as well, because you don't know how many times that there's been a long access where I've locked my keys in my truck, but I also forgot this key in my tackle box, and it's a quarter-mile away walk, and you know. So this came in the Lucky Tackle box. It's lip balm. I had a stick in here, but I figured I'd just keep this in here for now. Hopefully it doesn't start to leak. I made this lure. You've probably seen these on YouTube. They're the pop cap lures, and I just put a small treble hook. This is crushed soda, and it's grape. So I made that, you know. It's just kind of a novelty. See how it works. I don't think I'll ever use it, to be honest. And then basically what I do, I use this one over here, is basically just kind of when I'm fishing, and when I'm done fishing, I'll put the stuff in there real quick, and then I'll put it away when I get home, or I'll take it out and, you know, put it in there until a later time, and then I'll actually put it away. So that's some of the stuff I keep there. Ben's 100% DEET. It's actually 98.11% DEET, and then 1.89% other chemicals. And by other chemicals, they probably mean water. But this is the strongest you can get Up to 10 hours protection when you're night fishing. In Minnesota, you're required to have the light pole on your anchor, or when you're driving, you're required to have the navigation lights in the front. So the minute you turn on that light pole and you're anchored, I mean, the bugs just swarm you. And I actually have a mosquito net that I can put over my head, but 100% DEET. You know, you can get, if you look at like off, you'll see some that's like 29%, you'll see some that's 40%. I got the 100% in my tackle box just because when I want the bugs to go away, they're going to go away. This is one that I was using down at the, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so if this is one I repaired. If you can see that it's got the brand new hook in front here. If I lose a hook or breaks, then I set the stuff up top here, and then I know to fix it later. And then I also just keep a windproof lighter. And it looks like the cover actually fell off of it, but that's okay. It's a really cheap lighter. Uh, but I just keep a windproof lighter around. I have no idea how that fell off of there, but whatever. I keep a windproof lighter. I don't smoke a lot, but when I do, I mean, it's not totally windproof, but it works pretty well in high winds. And it doesn't leak just lighter fluid all over like a Zippo would. So now we'll move down into the top section. In here I have a cluster. Okay, I bought these last weekend. I hate using live leeches. It just, I can't handle the way that they just wrap around you and they're suckers, and I don't know what it is about live leeches. So I use them, but I just don't like them. But they do catch fish, so I do use them. But I thought I was gonna try these out for a change, and these are the Gulp Alive Jumbo Leeches. And if these work, I mean, it might ease some of my headaches that I have with the live leeches, but we'll see. I have some Germ-X moisturizing. Now you have to be very careful with this because this is really hard on the fish, so you don't want to put it on your hands and then touch the fish. But I keep this in here for when I'm done cleaning the fish. I can just kind of clean my hands up. And I also have these pop-up wipes. You know, they're like the size of a, I mean, they're like the size of a, I want to say pill, but that's a big pill. But you put water on them and they expand, and then you can wipe your hands off with them. But with the Germ-X and some of this alcohol-based hand wash and stuff, if you put this on your hands and then you touch the fish, it could be really hard on the fish, their skin. So make sure, and you should do this anyway, especially, you know, the trout fishermen always do it. You wet your hands before you touch the fish, and that way you're not getting any of your chemicals on the fish that could lead to like skin disorders in the fish. Some Snap removable shot weights I keep in top. I got some more in the elf poop tray. I just keep them on top so that they're easy to grab. I do have more weights down here, but we'll get to that. This is new for me this year. It's the fish grip. I bought it at Cabela's. It was on sale in the bargain bin. I think it was like $6.99 or something like that. Bass has never really been a problem for me, but we do have northerns around here. So if this, you know, if I can grab onto a northern and then get my hook out, this might be the ticket. I don't know. We'll see. I bought a couple marker buoys, real cheap ones. You know, just something to mark a spot when I spot fish on the fish finder. They got the live walleye bait mate fish attractant, and then I also got the game fish that I got from Lucky Tackle Box. And then I have some smelly jelly, and this one's bait fish, and this one's the Bass Hammer crawfish. And these I bought from a business that went was going out of business, so they had like a 30% off on everything in the store. Down, I almost said down ringing. Bottom bouncers, bottom bouncing weight. I almost said down ringing there. I do actually have a down rigger, but I don't ever use it. This I keep all my snells on. I got different size hooks all the way through, different lengths. I do like a lot of snells. These are all bait keepers. They got the sharp edge on the backside as well, so that they keep the worm or whatever you're rigging through there on there better. So these are, you know, got my snells. Down here I got more bottom bouncers. Got a bigger one in there as well. And then I got trout bait. I got, you know, I've had these stuff for a long time. I got chartreuse, and I got orange. I got floating flitter. I think this stuff actually has glitter in it. Yeah, it does. And you can see what I do, guys, is, you know, you rig it on here, and then you can just put it right back in there. I mean, make sure there's no water on the hook so it don't rust, but I mean, you can just put it right back on there when you're done. And then I also have some trout nuggets, they're called. Never really used them. What I use for trout is normally, I got this, the minnow trap, Take One minnow trap, patent pending. Ain't my patent, so supposedly you're supposed to put this in the water, and then minnow will swim in there. I actually got it last ice fishing season, but we'll see if it works very well in the summer. Some more snells. These ones are actually ones that I did make here. This is the one that I took home, and I had it at my house, you know, over the winter, and I just remade some of the ones that, and what I do, you know, like I said, I got a whole bunch there, so I don't really need to fill this one up. What I did do at one time is I would have this one filled up with worm harness and this one filled up with minnow harness. The difference is the minnow harvest would have one hook and the worm harness would have two hooks, you know. So, you know, it is what it is though. Some crappie fishing jigs. The slow deaths that we've gotten from Lucky Tackle Box the last couple months. And I'm really hoping that they don't send us slow death hooks again this month, because they are good fishing hooks and they are good rigs, but it's going to get to the point where a guy's got too many slow death. Now here's a leech rig. The thing with the leech rig is it's got a real small hook on there, so it's like a Lindy rig, but it's a leech rig. It's a floating leech. It doesn't have the spinner, but it's got the weight. You know, but leeches, they dance around so much that it you know. This is my spoons, and I do have, this is kind of what I use for trout fishing. You know, got some bucktails. This is the Northland Fishing bucktail, and just some trout spoons and some MEPS. Okay, and then I keep these up top because they got that liquid in there, and I don't want it being squeezed out and all over everything. I'm actually going to a lake, and I'm going to try some of these now. I've been excited to try them, so I'm actually going to a lake here in a little bit, and I'm going to try some of these. I got this frog up here just because I didn't have no other place to really put it. I keep swivels up here so I can grab them quick and easily. Some bleeder chains. I got a worm blower, some super glue, and I thought I had the thing for the super glue too, but I guess not. I got a sample of ProCure Trophy Walleye, and what you do is you take this off and you dip your lure into that stuff, and then you let it hang and dry, and it won't dry fully, but it'll kind of dry, and then when you put it in the water, it slowly starts to come off, and it scents the water, and it slowly starts to come off of the lure. Some of this stuff I'm actually not going to put back in my tackle box, like these buoys, and this I'll probably keep out. But so that's the top. Now so that's the top, and you see it's kind of tricky getting everything just shut in there. Now I got the two side ones. This one I won't spend a lot of time on, but this is just weights. I got, you can see I got bullet weights, some drop shot, removable sinkers, some egg sinkers, and some Lindy. And then I got these ones that I forget what they're called, but they use a rubber tube, and then you put it on your line, and they're removable, and they're actually pretty nice. I've used them quite a bit. So, I mean, just this one's basically just all weights. It says weights right on there. On this side, I got jig box, and this is all jigs, baby. You know, I got chartreuse, I got white, I got pink, I got gold. You know, and we went through the jig box in the walleye fishing. You know, I got the floating jigs. We went through this in the walleye, so I won't spend a lot of time on that. Inside here now, I have terminal tackle in this one. And this one is basically just, I have some weedless jigs here, flipping and swim, slow death hooks. See, I buy these and I make these stuff already. So, you know, here I got another pack here. So this is kind of why I said I hope Lucky Tackle Box doesn't send us more, because for anybody who's into walleye fishing, they've already been keen to this. It's not new to us. Most of us already have a grip load already. So, but you know, they are proven. I actually gave a pack to a friend of mine, you know, help get him into it. Offset hooks, Walmart has a great deal on these Eagle claws. You know, there's 15 of them in here. That was actually a really good deal. So I figured I'd try them out, see how they do. Berkley comes in a different packaging, but I put them in these bags. They store easier, and I just put the sticker. If they don't come with a sticker, I always tear off you know, the size and put it in the bag so I know which one I can see it. You know, like here I put, you know, the Wacky. There's some weedless Wacky. 2-aught. Okay, so finish off the video. I had someone stop by and visit me for a minute. They must have seen me. They see me in the yard. So I just basic hooks. You know, I keep in the bigger section. I got all kinds of different odd size hooks and whatever in there. And I suppose I'll never ever get them back in there again now. I got some spinners. You know, different. I really hardly ever use them. Some smaller bucktails and smaller grubs. Basic, just regular hooks. I really like the red hooks. They're wide mouth walleye hooks, offset, and I have different colors and different sizes of them. These are some bigger ones that I got. I didn't realize them until I got them home, but they actually said right on the cover, musky. And I mean, that's a big hook and a big weight. I you know, who knows, maybe give them a try, see what happens, maybe catch a muskie, never know. And then if you don't know who Brentner's Jigs is, then you better look on the internet at www.getjigs.com, and they make some of the best ice fishing jigs in the market. He does some of the best paint jobs, some of the best glow, but this is the Wonder Bread, and this is a floating jig. And then some more floating jigs here. The problem, he had a giveaway because he had tried to experiment with them and they don't float quite as good as they should. But they're not weighted, so if you're trolling with them, they work still pretty good. Um, so that's that one. Next time we'll go to the bobbers and miscellaneous. This is just, I kind of went over this one in the walleye one. You know, I got all kinds of spoons, Daredevil spoons here. The Erie Dearies or the Apexes in there. These are Northland Tackle swim baits, paddle tails. These are weighted. They're really heavy. Slip bobbers and beads and stuff for slip bobber fishing. I do a lot of slip bobber fishing. I bought these this year, so these are the snap lock or slip lock they're called. So I'm going to try these out, see how they work. I really like the idea of it. If it works good, I'll probably go away from some of the balsa and go towards these slip locks more often if they work. If you know, see how they are in the water. And then steel leaders, wire leaders for northern fishing and other miscellaneous stuff like that. I got a Erie Deary. Okay, next one is hard plastics, frogs, you know, stick baits. I got a couple swim baits in there, paddle tail, you know, some lipless crankbaits, and some super dupers, some bait balls, some Rapala jigging wraps. You know, I got the Bagley we got last month, and you know, so that's these Matsuis. This little green one here is I've caught a substantial amount of northern pike on that Matsui green perch. I think they call it the wounded perch or whatever. It's just amazing the amount of northerns that I've caught on that thing. So that's my tackle box. Give me a minute to get this all put away, and then I'll go over some of the other stuff that I keep in my boat. Actually, we'll just do it right now. I just got this year, I got the Onyx automatic manual inflatable life jacket. I hate the bulkiness of the other life jackets. They're good for swimming, they're good for tubing, but when you're out fishing you want to be able to move. So I spent a little money on eBay, or actually Amazon. I think it was like $60, and I got that. I also keep this here out there with me. This is just your average ammo box. I think I got a Gander Mountain for like $9. It's got a waterproof seal there, so it stays nice and tight. So basic first aid kit. I got I got a First Strike energy bar, some sweet and salty little snacks. So if I'm out on the water and I start getting hungry, I got my Thermacell mosquito protection zone with the case. I got my bag here with the refill kits and stuff. I got a poncho, emergency poncho. I got some more of them pop-ups. I got a 10 millimeter. My boat has 10 millimeter bolts to get the plastic cover off, to get to the safety rope to wind it up on the motor. So in case my pull cord breaks, I just take them 10 millimeters off and I can wind that up and get to shore. I got a headlamp. It's a Fox Ellie. I got it off Amazon. If you look for I Love Camping on Amazon, or look for I Love Camping on Facebook, they have a page and they're always giving giveaways for these Fox Ellie LED lights. So I got this one off of Amazon. The only thing that I don't like about it is it takes 3 batteries, but it is super bright, so I mean, it is worth it. And this also has a built-in whistle here, you know, so it's a SOS filter, and it actually shows you how to do SOS, which is kind of cool. But it's got a whistle there, so if you need one. I also keep a shoreline marine whistle in here. You know, the problem is it's in the box, so that this box should float. I try not to keep too much heavy stuff in here. I keep a knife, hook sharpener, spark plug wrench. I used to have, I could actually probably take this out. I used to have a fish scale that took this battery. So I'll test that battery out, or test the scale out, see if it still works. If it doesn't, I don't need that battery in there. So that's kind of, you know, the poncho. I've been out on the lake before when it starts raining. So I just keep some of that stuff in there for them reasons. And then just a couple snacks, you know, and I normally keep a jug of water in the boat with me, a gallon jug of just water, and you know, and that lasts for quite a while. So, or bottles of water, bottled water, something like that. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. But that's enough of the talking about fishing and getting ready for fishing, and it's time to go fishing. So, have a good day. Tight lines, friends. Be safe on the water. May St. Peter watch after us all.